So question 13, express the inequality using an number line, and then part B, interval notation, and then C as a solution set using what we call set builder notation. So we have the inequality x is greater than 5. So again, nicely, they're going for a graph. So notice how, again, the greater symbol, it points to the right. So that's which way we should be shading, is to the right. Now, this one looks like the shading is correct, but notice how this is actually a closed, and we need an open. So greater than means do not include the endpoint. So that means it's open. So it's got to be an open dot. Second graph is going the wrong direction. The third graph, it's using 3 as an endpoint, but we need a 5 as an endpoint. So the fourth graph, notice how it's got the 5, it's going to the right, and it's not including the endpoint. That's what we're looking for. So open circle means the same thing as a parenthesis. We're not including the endpoint. So that means it's open. So there's 2 ways to describe an endpoint, either using parentheses and brackets or solid dots and open dots, where an open dot means you're not including the endpoint. So it's what's called an open boundary on that left side. So if I want to use interval notation, notice how, again, the graph works really well for us. Notice how the left boundary is a parenthesis. There's a 5. And the right boundary, there is not a right boundary. It goes to infinity. And infinity is always considered open, so we always use a parenthesis with that. So if we talk about set builder notation, this is where we use these braces. So remember, the word set means you're using these braces. So we have the set of x's, so we use x, and then the vertical bar stands for such that, and then we write an inequality here. So the inequality is going to be x is greater than 5. So when you use set builder notation, you're going to have the set of x's such that, and then what goes here is going to be some type of inequality statement. So you could be using these less than, greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to, or not equal to. Those are the main inequality symbols that we'd be using. And since this would be the inequality that would describe our interval. So when it says set builder notation, they are going to be using these braces. I think all you're required to do is just put the inequality in. I think the set builder notation is already present. You just have to place the inequality inside there. So remember, it's got to be a complete inequality. So you have to have the x, the inequality symbol, and the boundaries. So whatever that inequality is in that sense.